All right, so this is a bit of an impromptu video. I thought this was something that I feel like I need to talk about, and I feel like this is something that is really reflecting the current status of the industry. So it just got announced earlier today that Multiversus will be wrapping up after season 5. It runs from February 2nd till May 28th or May 30th. I may be getting the dates mixed up because I think it was the 28th last year that this game launched again. So I think it's the 30th that it ends, which effectively means that this game has been active for just a little over a year, or if you take into account the beta back in 2022, it's a good 3 years. Honestly, the way... I feel like this just kind of came out of nowhere, but at the same time, the game hasn't quite been the same, like, sort of over time. Like, when it launched, it had a really rocky launch. Yeah, there were some good aspects about it, but there was a lot that they changed from the beta, the move to Unreal Engine 5, making things a bit slower, movement was a bit slower, hitboxes were changed. They effectively built the game from the ground up, and while on the surface it looked really, really nice, it did present a lot of issues, a lot of balancing issues with the characters, and it got very greedy. And I understand it's free to play, you gotta make a profit somehow, but they really seem to prioritize the wrong areas on this game. Now, I sank, all in all, I've easily sank over. I know it might not seem much compared to a lot of people, but it's probably one of the few games I have on my account where I've sank at least over 200 hours on. And it was something that, especially when it launched last year, a lot of people gave up on it, and I stuck around. I think I stuck around until Season 4. I started falling off the back end of Season 3, and Season 4, Raven came out, and I was just kind of like, I don't really care, and it sucks because these are all characters that I absolutely love. As you can see, I've got Stripe as my showcase character because I absolutely love Gremlins, and that was arguably the biggest hook for me on this game, seeing that the Gremlins IP was being used. And also, it's like a Smash Bros game, and I absolutely love Smash Bros. But the game really struggled along the way. As time was going on, its player count dipped from, I think it was somewhere in the 100,000s, and then over time it just got worse and worse. Last time I checked, which was funnily enough 2 days ago, it was about 500 odd players, and just seeing the fall off with it, unfortunately, is I think what's led to Player First Games making a decision about this. I think it's Player First Games or Punch First Games, something like that. But you know, I kind of saw it coming, but at the same time, it's still a bit of a gut punch because there were rumors circulating that Season 5 was going to be the last one. So it was really jarring to sort of like hop online and see that was what they tweeted. You know, Season 5 starts in 3 or 4 days, and we hadn't heard nothing. And then yeah, we got this today, and they announced in Season 5 it's going to be Aquaman and Lola Bunny, who once again they got leaked, and they're going to be given to us for free. We can earn them through the game. You know, as of today, payment for Gleamium, any in-game currency, has been stopped, and the game after May 30th will go offline. The servers won't be on. Yeah, you won't be able to purchase it. You'll still be able to download it if you own it. You'll be able to play offline. I don't think it's going to be like the beta where you'll only have access to the lab. I think it's going to be, if you want to play with your friends, you can do offline matches, which I think is pretty good. But what hurts the most about it is we've seen so many games come and go, especially over the past year, that people are starting to click on, I think, to how live service games go, and unless you know what you're doing, I'm not a game designer, I don't know how this stuff works, but the audience are your biggest critics. The audience are your biggest motivators for making a great game. So to use Concord as an example, you know, it looked really generic. It didn't look like it was going to bring anything new to the table. Firewalk Studios were adamant it was the next best thing. Sony really wanted it to be the next best thing, but the audience just went on board with it. And it wasn't because of political ideologies. It wasn't because of a message that they were trying to get across. The game just looked generic. It was just like a Guardians of the Galaxy from Wish kind of vibe. And I'll admit, when I played the beta, I had a bit of fun. But then after a while, I started to get really bored because there was an issue of people leaving and people not being able to join games mid-match. And, you know, 2 weeks after Concord launched, it bombed. It absolutely bombed, and Sony took it off sale straight away. Everybody got the refunds, the game went down, and that was it. It was the end of Concord, and then unfortunately that studio shut down. And it's a shame, but Warner Brothers haven't exactly had the best year themselves. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League underperformed. It cost them at least $200 million in losses. Multiversus unfortunately underperformed. Warner Brothers just haven't had a good year. Suicide Squad has now ended support, and again, it was like, I know you guys said you were going to have, at least I think they said like a 4-year plan, but the game didn't have that much longevity to last 4 years, and the only reason that we got the 4 seasons was because they had said 4 seasons, boom, here we go. And I think that was like some sort of safety net of, right, we've said we're doing 4 seasons, we have to commit to 4 seasons. And with these guys, you know, it's such a shame that Warner Brothers have had 2 games come out this year that unfortunately they've lasted barely even a year into the life cycle, really. I know you got Mortal Kombat 1 as well, that's struggling, but it's not struggling to the point where it's reliant on live service. You know, Mortal Kombat is very much a self-contained single-player, multiplayer game with a couple of elements that are very greedy and monetized, but it's not as financially reliable, or it's not as reliant on microtransactions. And that was one of the biggest problems with Multiversus. So, like, say if we have a look here, let's have a look at Superman. So, like, I would look at some events in this game, and like, I'd look at that one. I know this was a prestige reward, so it didn't really cost real money. It was currency that you earned. Even if I look at the Afterlife Superman skin, which was the Beetlejuice crossover, and then if I have a look at like the Love Struck Superman, and then that Superman, that one, there's a couple of skins that kind of stick out, and I'm like, I wouldn't pay money for that, you know. It's predominantly the crossover ones that they did that I have a bit of an issue with. Though nothing really stood out to me. I mean, I can't say nothing because, I mean, it's like even these. Okay, first of all, I think that Ugly Sweater Beetlejuice skin is fantastic, and that's the thing, is it's like, it looks cool, and even some of the Batman 85th skins were really, really cool. But like these ones, the Circuit Drone ones, I just don't think it justified spending money, you know. Let's have a look at who else we got. Oh yeah, Jason. Here we go. So, yeah, as you can see, I've got a couple of Jason skins, but these were ones that I earned. I didn't pay for these. I grafted for them. You know, that one you got the Battle Pass. That's really, really cool. That one was part of a Halloween event, and that was really, really cool. I grinded for it. I didn't want to put money into it. I was already putting money into it with the Battle Pass. And like, yeah, the Afterlife Beetlejuice, the Afterlife Jason skin is actually really, really nice. It looks really good on Jason. That one's okay, but then you look at that one, and it just doesn't. It just doesn't sell me on it, and it's unfortunate. But there are some. It's like even this crossover. I didn't mess with it. It didn't interest me. I felt like it was trying to be Harry Potter without them getting the Harry Potter license, and it it's a shame. Like, yeah, as much as even with the shark hat skins, as much as I liked the Shark Week crossover, I just thought the skins are just kind of, they're okay. Like, you know, maybe that's on me for setting my expectations too high. Like, that's pretty cool. You know, we get the odd couple of skins like that actually, like, oh god, that's actually like a nice, like, even when Joker got his Justice League Joker skin, that was really, really cool. But it's not enough to keep me invested. So, like, there are some Iron Giant skins. I apologize for the low quality of the skins, by the way, on Xbox. For some reason, it's just super low quality. I don't know what it is. I just don't. It's not that they're ugly, but it's not exactly. I think because these characters have got such a look to them, such a specific look anyway, I don't think it should be messed with. It's pretty cool that was the Shaggy skin that we got. That's a nice callback to, like, I think it was What's New Scooby-Doo. It's like even Stripe's skins, like, I absolutely love Stripe, but some of his skins are just absolutely dreadful. That's why I was kind of like basic bitch Stripe or Tooniverse Stripe. Even in the Prestige store, so I don't think the amount that you paid, obviously you've seen there that I've got the Batman Who Laughs, Mech Suit Rick, and Dark Knight Death Metal Batman. My points haven't changed since Dark Knight's Death Metal Batman came out, and I saw these and I was just like, I don't care, and that really became my attitude towards the game, was just, I don't care. Like, you look at all these skins, like, even that, I could not justify the amount of money that was charging. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was definitely, like, at the time, I was like, I can't justify that. As much as I love Tim Burton's Batman, I just can't justify that. And that's the thing, the game just got very greedy, like, especially when it launched. I remember the grind of the rifts, which is something I'm going to talk about in a second. You know, it was very grindy. You felt like you weren't making any progress. It was basically like, it felt like you were being enticed to spend money. It was basically like, well, if you can't be bothered putting in the work, just spend money. And I was like, oh, I can't afford to do that. You're going to have people who can, but I can't afford to do that. And so, you know, it's not me saying take pity on me, but it's definitely like, come on, guys, you're dangling the carrot in front of my face, and you know fully well I can't bite at it, because I just can't. And that was more so with the rifts. Now, the rifts were this game's sort of PvE experiment, or I say experiment, this PvE challenge system. I don't know what it was, but there's this one here, Abominable Mountaineer Jason. You know, you can get this skin for earning it. Ridiculous, like, requirements. Like, I'm not that great at, like, difficulty spikes, and this game is known for its difficulty spikes. But, like, these challenges just went... I think I did a little bit of progress in this one. Yeah, I did the Batman Mega Mix, because that event was quite cool, you know, for Batman's birthday. I literally dabbled with that one. I did a bit of Haunted Mega Mix, but that was it. I got a lot in these ones. I didn't even do a lot in that one. Season 1, I absolutely, like, caned, as I say, just going through them, because I really wanted Agent Smith. But the grind was just, it was too much, and I felt like I was being pushed to spend money on the gems for the rifts in order to get early access to Agent Smith. I don't think, this is one thing that always infuriates me as well about games like this, when they release DLC characters and they go, oh, by the way, if you've done this, and this, or you've spent this, and this, then you get it early. And it's like, well, that's a bit, to me, it's just a bit shitty. I feel like everybody should have a chance to, you know, the characters should come out for everybody. at the same time. No early access, none of that. It's I think it's just like you're rewarding people who are better off. I think maybe that's just a hot take. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bit salty that I couldn't get Agent Smith when he first came out. And again, yeah, no, Beetlejuice comes out, and I say, oh, he's early access. I spent £25 on the bundle to get him because I fucking love Beetlejuice, and so I wanted it. And looking back on it, I'm like, that was a stupid decision. And so yeah, it's just one of those things that I guess I'm salty over. But this game, you know, I had a lot of high hopes for it. I was one of the few who still played it when everybody else kind of left it. I know Kyle stepped away from it when they really nerfed Iron Giant, and that was when Kyle stepped away from it, and like I carried on playing it until at least middle of season 3, beginning of season 4, and I just fell off it. And seeing this announcement today that it's going undown, you know, it's shutting down. It did sting a little bit because, like I say, there are games over this past year that have come out and they've not exactly done great, and you know, that's that. And like I say, I think people are starting to click onto the idea that pardon me, live service games just maybe aren't all they're cracked up to be. And like, you know, you got the likes of Marvel Rivals doing really, really well for itself. You've got Overwatch that looks like it's starting to slow down a little bit. It looks like it's starting to falter, and I don't know, again, are people just starting to click onto how things are done? I just don't know. I think people are just starting to get fed up with everyone's bullshit right now. But what do you guys think of this? You know, I'm curious to know what people think about it. It was a little bit gut-wrenching, I'll be honest, you know. Not being able to log on after, like, I just feel like I hit a brick wall with it. It was just one of them. It'd be like, it's not fun anymore. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Are you know, how do you feel about it? Are you happy that it's ending? Are you sad? Is it something that you're going to continue to play when the servers go offline on the 30th of May? I might do a bit of footage on Aquaman and Lola Bunny. Bit of a weird combo to end the runs with. You know, it makes me think, oh, we could have had Neo. I know there were talks for Lord of the Rings characters, but apparently the rights fell through. There were Harry Potter characters as well. Ben 10, you know, a lot more vintage Cartoon Network characters that we'll never get to see. And I hope the guys at Player First Games, you know, aren't affected by this too much. I hope that if they're going to work on something new, if it's something original, they might have a bit more freedom to do stuff. You know, only time will tell. I just hope Warner Brothers don't take out on them, because ultimately it was Warner Brothers' decision making that led to the way things are. So, you know, no hate towards anyone. It's just a bit of a crap situation. But, you know, it's just one of them. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you are doing okay. Whatever you decide to do, you know, if you're gonna carry on playing Multiversus for the time being, and you know, get your fill, get your fill of it before the servers go offline in May. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. But like I say, you know, let me know below what are your thoughts about this. Are you happy that it's ending? Are you sad that it's ending? Is there anything that you wanted to see? Is there anything that you felt like could have been improved? You know, I do have a Multiversus review coming out at some point in the future. So I'll probably get that out well before the servers go offline. It'll be a bit more in depth than me just ranting and raving about how the game is. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.